think it is possible in Nigerian politics for anybody who becomes president from any zone to promise, oh, I will serve only one term, and people will believe that person? Because these positions are not held only by persons. They are also held by ethnic groups, geographical zones, and all of that. And all of them will come and say, no, this is our turn.
Very interesting proposition by Mr. Peter Obi there. And then, of course, your question is very, very apt. There's always been this mutual distrust between Nigeria's ethnic groups, especially when it comes to the presidency. But like you have said, if he does come to power, it will be a different ballgame. But don't forget that your former boss, former President Goodluck Jonathan, then as president of Nigeria in 2010, 2011, had proposed a single term of 6 years. Having seen how the presidency is being used like a football to be kicked around the 6 geopolitical zones, he has said that, look, if we want this country to move better and for us to achieve this rotational presidency, I think one term of 6 years will be better. And so that's the context from which I'm saying this proposition by the former Labour Party presidential candidate in 2023. And he's putting his integrity at stake. And, you know, it's like advertising. Peter Obi is pitching to the north and pitching to the rest of the country. But what I want to say is that Nigerians should critically take a look at it. They should give it a huge consideration, considering the challenges that we have right now. The Southwest itself, from which President Tinubu comes from, has enjoyed this Fourth Republic more than other component parts of the country. And I think Peter Obi was trying to direct that to other parts of Nigeria to take a critical look at it, because Obasanjo did 8 years. We've had Tinubu now completing one term, which will now make it 12 years by 2027. So if Peter Obi is able to, you know, put his integrity more at stake and reach out to the right stakeholders, he could actually pitch this in a better position that will make it look like the Southeast can conclude that 4 years that's left for southern Nigeria and that he stands a chance. People should hold him by his integrity. Yes, of course, he actually did well in the last presidential election and his integrity is at stake. But the major problem that I have with him is not this pitching that he has brought in place. It's for the fact that he's confusing his followers, his supporters at the moment, because they don't know whether he's in ADC or he's still in Labour Party. And so that in itself, that he does not have a strong political vehicle that they can count on right now, is counting against him compared to this pitch. But this pitch that he has brought is a very, very perfect pitch. It aligns with what then President Goodluck Jonathan has said. And I think rational Nigerians who think politically and want the sustenance of this country should actually consider it, and they can hold the Southeast and Mr. Peter Obi to this one-term proposal. It's a very good proposal, conclude the 4-year of the South. But of course, then you have the biggest elephant in the house, President Bola Tinubu. Can he, if given the opportunity by ADC, for example, defeat a Bola Tinubu who is an incumbent, who has all the appurtenances of power, the coercive apparatus of state to wriggle his way into 2027.
Okay.
Well, it's left for us to see.
Except that nobody sells ice cream in politics. Bola Tinubu is not going to give ice cream to another person because he wants to be seen as nice. That's not the arena for politics.
If we want a reformist president, someone who just wants to put the country in good shape and then leave for the right leaders to come into place, I think we can do it. We can hold Peter Obi to his words, or even President Bola Tinubu, if his term is going to be renewed, hold him to some reformist agenda. It's long enough for us to just be giving people terms and compensating them because they have 2 terms or because they are from different regions. Can we try something new, for example, for the first time?
So some has asked this question: why can't we try something new for once? And sometimes when I listen to somebody like Ruben Abati talk, I sort of see the sarcasm in his voice, especially when it comes to talking about Peter Obi, because it tends to be like the man does not trust Peter Obi, and their statement is made like that in that direction that seems to marry that. However, Sumner asked the very, very pertinent question: why can't we try something new for once as a people? The question I want to ask all of you: can Nigeria trust Peter Obi for one-term presidency, as he said it can be done? And is it possible for a president to be there for one term and turn things around for Nigeria and for Nigerians? Would it be about policies that it will put, infrastructure that we put in place that will carry Nigeria for a long time, the changes that it will put, having the right people? Can Nigeria trust Peter Obi for that? Is that something we should consider? A one-time year, a one-time presidency? And it's even possible because we have a National Assembly that is already bowing down to Bola Tinubu. We have a Bola Tinubu who will hold on to power, fight and still and run with it anyway. So how possible is that? You understand? So for me, the question I'm also asking is Peter Obi the change factor that we need to change Nigeria? And I'll try and think about reasons why, and I'll give you reasons rather, why most Nigerians consider Peter Obi to be answers to these questions that I asked, really. But one of the things I want to put out here is this: why are we still talking about rotational presidency in Nigeria? What has rotational presidency ever given? What is the benefit that we've gotten so far? Who are the beneficiaries of this rotational presidency? It should go to the north, it should come to the south, it should go to the east, it should come to the west. What is the benefit? What has it given Nigeria so far since 1999? Because all we've had so far are a group of corrupt politicians who have found a way to move power from the north to the south all the time for them to still remain around the corridors of power. Should it not be about ideas and policies on who has the best capability, capacity, and the understanding of the system to move Nigeria in the right direction? Somebody who has the strength, not 80-something-year-old person in Bola Tinubu that's claiming his years is younger than that, or an Atiku that will be there around 80-something when it comes to the 2027 election. What has rotational presidency done for Nigeria? So why are we still talking about rotating presidency? It's not benefited the person in the north when Buhari was in power. As a matter of fact, a lot of people from the north were killed. It's not benefited anybody in the south since Bola Tinubu has been in power. As a matter of fact, he's impoverished a lot more Nigerians, especially those from the north and south as well, inclusive of the north, since he became president. So, what exactly is this rotational power that these politicians have now dropped Nigeria? Remember, these guys are the people from of old, and all they know is how to find themselves in and around power because they have nothing else to offer the country and the people. So what has it done for Nigeria? What has rotational presidency, in this dichotomy of the north and the south, rotating presidency, what has it provided us? What has it given us? What are the advantages it's giving us? There's a lot of nepotism going on. When Buhari was there, he packed up a lot of people from the north. Now, Bola Tinubu, the same thing. Key people from the north, key position from the south, rather. And then that's how it goes on. It's not about who can do the job. It's about who will be loyal to him. And then they will destroy the country. And they will tell the people later, oh, we made something very bad. And the next one that will come back and say, these other people destroyed the country. So it's my time to destroy it even much more. So that's one question. To answer to some of the questions, I think most Nigerians are asking why people think that Peter Obi might be the one to help move Nigeria forward. One of the reasons they've always given is this track record of prudence and accountability. They believe Peter Obi is one of the most prudent and one of the most accountable politicians we have in Nigeria. The fact, again, is the fact that it doesn't have a godfather like Fubara has to pull his strings around. Or like if you look at Lagos State, what Tinubu did with Fashola, with Ambode, and now with Shanwalu. It doesn't have anything like that. And the Nigerians also believe that it can disrupt the status quo. If you look at what it did with Anambra State, Nigerians believe that it can, nip in the bud the thing about corruption and bring it down. Unlike Bola Tinubu, whose administration has been plagued with so much corruption. And the fact that the youth are drawn towards him and his system might be one of meritocracy rather than nepotism is another thing that Nigerians are also thinking about. Don't forget his global appeal, and his focus for the economy. Most Nigerians actually think that of all the contestants or the contestants that happened to participate in the 2023 election, he happened to be the best. Maybe side by side with Shore, if you want to take that into consideration. But of the three major political candidates, he was the best of all three of them, and possibly he won the election. And the fact that nationally, Peter Obi appeals to everyone nationally. It means he has a broad spectrum of people who believe in his presidency. Is that the unity factor that we're talking about in Peter Obi that you think that can also happen? And that idea that he symbolizes something that's against corruption. These are some of the things most Nigerians have taken into consideration by that they think that Peter Obi might be the change factor that we require in Nigeria. However, how possible is it? Is he also confusing the people? Because right now is in the Labour Party, there's confusion. He's planning to join the ADC, and also the PDP is luring him to come in. So is some now right to say that Peter Obi is confusing the obedient or Nigerians and his supporters who don't identify as obedient? What do you think? These are all the things that are plaguing Nigeria right now. These are all the permutations. But with the Bola Tinubu in power, with the National Assembly bowing to him, and with the state infrastructure at his disposal, how possible is it to replace this government, considering the fact that INEC already is in his pocket? What do you think? Do you think if we go at it, Nigerians, it is possible to remove this government of corruption, of ineptitude, this government of lack of trust with our national resources? Do you think it's possible to be able to remove this palatable government out of power? Put your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe. I'll catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye bye for now.